with her and staying with her, you know, when she was kind of out of it, staying overnight with her. And, you know, you hear different things. But her spirit, even though she was not coherent, her spirit was still right. You know, when she was coming out of it over time, she may not have remembered things, she may not have known, but her spirit was still right. And if she said something out of turn, she would say, oh, did I do that? Oh, I'm sorry. You know, we'll remind her of something she said, and she'll be like, oh, did I say that? But the more her memory came back, she kind of got a little bit more feisty after that. Not in a bad way, but she wasn't as, you know, she would speak, you know, more often, and you know, she would even laugh at herself, you know, different time when her mouth was kind of heavy and one side was, and she was determined that I'm going to do this. You know, you try to help her a different time, and she said, okay, you could help me, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk. And you know, I'll go to the house. She said, look, Sister Marie, watch me. I could lift this leg. And you know, I'm walking without dragging it. And she was determined to do the exercise and to do what she needed to be. Where she was like, I got it. You know, just watch me. I got it. You know, and I was there trying to make sure that she wouldn't falter and fall on my watch, so to speak. But she was determined that I'm going to walk. And you know, for all of that, you know, God gave her 4 more years, and I'm thankful. Yeah. You know, we really did not connect until after that. One day we went to Walmart or went out to the store together. It was usually when we traveled, it was me, the kids, Sister Pam, and her. You know, so in a sense, you kind of watch what you're saying. You know, you got the children there and whatever, but it was just me and her. And when we went out, it was like, wow, you are not that quiet after all. She can talk. And then I felt like, oh, you and Brother Michaelis have a similar in that way. Brother Michaelis is very quiet and everything. You get one-on-one. You're like, all right, Brother Michaelis, yeah, all right, Brother Michaelis. You will have a lot to talk about and very engaging. And that's what I found out that time, that Sister Michelle, very engaging, very sweet in her spirit and attitude. In spite of what she went through, she always looked at the bright side. And God is going to come through for me. I know I'm going through this. I don't know why God allowed me to go through this, but with God's help, I will. And that's one thing I saw in her. She had a fight in her. She had a determination that she will go through it in spite of. So I'm very thankful that I got to know Sister Michelle. Amen.
Also to know Michelle and Pam from fellowship meetings in Jackson, staying in my home, and only been knowing Michelle for 4 years, but we became friends with Pam, and she was, as they say, a fighter, and just thinking about her spirit and loving the church and loving the saints, and we will talk about the church down through the years and the compromise and those that are standing and holding this truth. And she was really a firm and a believer, and she was really standing for the gospel. And I just thank God that I had the opportunity to know Michelle. She was a walking testimony. She was a walking miracle, and we are blessed to know her.
My comrade. You know, we never know when God is going to take us home. But the thing is, we have to be ready. No sin in our lives.
Yes.
Michelle didn't have any sin in her life, but she also was a fighter. She was a fighter. Brother Charles used to say, oh, here comes Batman and Robin. And he said, he would tell us, I looked at him and I said, don't say, which one is Robin? I said, now that's obvious. And we start laughing. And then I was just thinking about, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because that's one person that I know that I can trust. I can talk to her about things. We can pray about it. We can laugh about certain things. We can tell each other when we were wrong. friend, that's what you call a friend. Not a friend to pat you on your back when you're wrong, but a friend will tell you when you're wrong. And you can be able to still love them.
That's right.
That means a lot. That means a lot. Her life has been, that was my prayer. And I know, I just knew God was going to take her. But when you love somebody, love them right. Make sure you love them right. Don't just turn your back on them. If you got any problems or whatever it is, talk to each other. Get it straightened out. Because we just don't know. We just don't know. She lived a clear life. No sin in her life. No sin in my life. But we have to love each other. When we say we love each other, let's love for real. For real. Bitterness is something that is like a cancer. And I would talk to her about it. I was like, she went through a lot of hurt. And I would talk to her about it. I said, don't get bitter. Don't, just give it to God. Let's give this to God. Both of us been through a lot. Things that people don't even know anything about. But God. God came through for us. We were going through a very difficult trial where we were being persecuted for our stand. I mean, persecuted, and these were higher ups. I'm not afraid to admit it, but we had to stand through those trials and adversity, and we didn't put it on. Brother Hampton knew about it. That was my help. That was my father too. He prayed us through this. But one time we were riding down the street, and this guy, he was persecuting us, and like I said, it's higher authority. I turned on the radio. Well, I went home first, and I was crying. I said, Lord, I can't do this. This is too much. And I heard God say, it's not too much for me. I'm going to take care of it. You stay sweet in your spirit. Treat them right, regardless of what they do. Your enemies, treat them right. And we treated them right, regardless of what they were doing. Next thing I know, I turned on the radio. They announced one of them had died. And I think the next month, the guy that had been persecuting us died, and then the next following month, the other one died. You can't play with God. You can't play with God. When you're standing for this gospel, He is going to come through for you. And I know definitely she was a child of God. And I'm going to miss her, but I have my family. I have my church family. I have my friends. Brother Todd, she loved you. Sister Debbie, Brother Keith, she loved you. She loved all the saints. She loved you all. But she's in a better place, and I have to accept that. And that's where I can go. So remember me and Michael so much in prayer.
Thank you, Jesus. Amen. Praise the Lord.
We were running buddies, me, Sister Pam, and Sister Michelle, and we were at Kroger's. We were going to the health food store first, and then we went to Kroger's. And as she came out the store, I seen she was kind of like dragging her feet, and I'm like, what's the matter here? But I just kept on walking, and we got in the car, and I think that's when she had her stroke. And she said, "Don't take me to no hospital."
She said, "Don't you dare take me to the hospital."
Yeah. And
Don't you dare.
And so we got finally, we did Pam, we prayed as we was driving, I was driving, and we came home, and she fell, we got out of the car, and she fell, and we was trying to get her up and get her in the house, but I think the Lord, how He took us through that, and we always had fun going to, going shopping to the stores and different places like that, but that's all I wanted to say.
I just wanted to say I appreciate Sister Pam. Just want to say we go way back. I've known her since elementary school. We would tease each other about getting older, but she teased me about being older. And I'm 10 months older than her. So for a couple months, I would say, okay, we're the same age. She said, all right, Cindy Kelly, all right, Cindy Kelly. She always said Cindy Kelly like it was, like, say, Carol Ann or Bobby Joe. I don't know what she was thinking. She's the only person who always says Cindy Kelly. How you doing, Cindy Kelly? But anyway, I appreciate Sister Michelle and Sister Pam. They would help me when I had something to decorate, generally. Generally would help me. They'd come over and help me. And then we would go to garage sales together, shopping. We went to some meetings together. And come to mind when she got sick this last time, my husband and I were there. And so I was teasing her. I said, okay, come on, Shelley, we got to get stuff together. We got to go shopping and all that. And so she was in a place where she couldn't hardly talk. And she said, I'm going to be all right. And when I think back on that, yeah, she is going to be all right.
Yes.
And she is all right. I thank God for her. And I want to give a special tribute to Sister Pam. I was thinking, Sister Michelle never married, she didn't have children, but God gave her a precious friend. She couldn't have had a good friend. We give her a lot.
One thing Sister Michelle said, she told me, she said, I see Sister Mel. This is before she got sick. She said, I got to tell you about this dream. I seen Sister Mel. I seen Grandma Walker. I seen Brother Kimberly. And I looked at her, I was like, okay. And she was looking at me like, but I'm a cloud watcher. And I've never in my life, except for when Brother Anthony died, those clouds were beautiful that day. I mean, they were beautiful. It had a great big old circle, and it had like a staircase to heaven. And it had pink, it had purple, and it had another color around it, like gold. It like a beige gold or something. And we were in the car, and I called Michaelis. I said, Michaelis, because he was getting the children's haircut. I said, come over here, look at this, look at this. So he looked, and he seen it, and then it started fading away. And she looked at me, and she said, Pam, is somebody going to die? And I said, yes. I didn't know it was going to be her. I didn't know. But those clouds were gorgeous. Then I seen like a figure of an angel holding a baby. And I just had to accept it. I had to accept that God is real. I love God. I don't want to turn around for nothing in this world. Nothing.
Amen.
Brother Lee, Brother Mark, Brother Bruce, she loved you all. And we're going to meet her again in heaven. So remember us. Amen.
Amen.
I want to say a little bit about Michelle. I'm going to take you back a little bit because now my mother told me that four of us, we lost two at birth. And there was one before Michelle, and then there was one, of course, after I was born. So naturally, left just the two of us. But Michelle had to be a baby for about 3.5 years. So, those that had children know that sometimes that one gets to be a baby for a while, they get a little bit, they don't want the new baby coming around. So my mom said she would catch her trying to, she would try to bend my fingers. Do those things mama kept you doing that. And so anyway, but you know, like most time, that older sibling always looks out for a younger sibling. So, but the love grew, I guess, because I might have been about, I guess, 6 or 7, and she may have been about 3.5 years between us, maybe a little more than that. She may have been 10 or 11. So you know, I went to elementary school that Kid Eccles was elementary, same elementary school. Sometimes you just don't have to run because it was just that type of aggressive type student body. It was probably had a strict principal that came in later on and tried to tone that down. But anyway, I remember I had a little beef with a guy, and so who shows up at Michelle? And basically kind of tells him, you fight, you know, you're going to have to fight me too, so he kind of changed his mind. So I had another beef with a guy. Here comes Michelle again, so I'm a little soft. I'm like, I can handle my own. I don't, you know, I can keep. So, now let me say this for Christ. So, this is for I found Christ, okay? So, about 3 years, fast forward about 3 years, I'm about 10, 11 now. And word gets back in Michelle. When you come about, see my little brother, he's mixing it up. As I said before Christ, I'm not taking that aggression out on any people anymore. That's on the devil, these people. So it's not against people, but so anyway, she learned that she didn't have to show up anymore because unfortunately, there's that type of atmosphere. You had to just kind of establish your territory. But that's all out of the, like I said, against people anymore. But thankful, we were, as I said, losing 2 siblings who caused us to be close, both growing up and into our adulthood because of that. So and I think once Dad passed, I think he passed, I was 15 at the time, sophomore in high school. So that made 3 of us, her and myself and my mother, had a close relationship until Mom was passing. But I was thinking about 4 years ago when she had her first stroke, it looked like then that she was going to go. And somehow it seemed like it was a miracle from God because every day, it was like the speech started coming back. And I remember first she couldn't, and then her eyes started focusing better. Then she started walking. It's like the miracle was done. And God gave her, He gave her 4 more years. And before I had 4 more years, so that's truly, there's no complaint there, because God, allowed 4 more years for it to be in our life. So we're thankful once again. Just continue to hope something great.
Amen.